fights in the 155-pound class. Here we go, round one.
Morris in the tight submission shorts and Zitnik in the Muay Thai boxing shorts. Nice tie kick by Morris. Neither one of these guys afraid to stand and trade, throw leg kicks. We're going to see pretty good striking skills in this fight. It's going to be interesting to see who takes the initiative to take this fight to the ground, since both of them love the striking side of mixed martial arts.
Well, they both told me in pre-fights that they wanted to stand and trade, so this might be a very entertaining fight. They look both big 155-pounders. Wow.
Yeah, they look great. They're in great shape. Both throwing some really heavy hands. Really composed technique.
Morris, very tight punches.
Morris is setting the pace a little bit more. He's being more aggressive. He's kind of throwing the angles, the ring management out a little bit better. Looks like Zitnik's just kind of going with the punches. And if you can look already after only about 4 kicks, take a look at Zitnik's left leg. It is already starting to redden and welt up.
That's why that Muay Thai is so effective. Those leg kicks can really damage your opponent.
Take a look at that leg right there. Brutal.
Goodness. Oh my gosh, that is a welt.
That almost looks like another tattoo right there.
Zitnik well adorned with the tats.
Be kind of good right here to see Zitnik maybe throw a front teep kick. It's also called a foot jab or a front push kick in Muay Thai. If he can land that front teep kick and kind of push Morris back, holy cow.
Oh, that's a stiff left hook. And oh, Zitnik's face is starting to really redden.
He threw one right back and it landed not quite as hard, but he stayed in there and trade, but he's starting to mouse a little bit under the left eye, and his left leg is in some serious trouble right here if he keeps landing kicks. He needs to use the push kick or come in and close the distance with a clinch of his own and try to take this aggression away from Morris, who's just controlling this fight with precision Muay Thai.
Zitnik has great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skills. He might want to start to think about taking this fight to the ground. Morris is really, as you said, dictating the pace of the stand-up game, and he's right. Zitnik is right at the end of both of the hands of Morris.
He just ate another left hook, which bloodied up his right eyebrow. And when you take that factor away, a lot of times good fighters win fights is because of 2 words: cage management. And this is some of the best cage management that I've seen out of anybody lately in Morris. He is really controlling the pace of this fight, the control, great combinations, and great technique.
He's only 25 years old. He's young and looking good so far.
Another leg kick to the left leg.
Boy, and Zitnik is really starting to pick up some welts and some cuts and some abrasions.
You can tell it's bothering him a little bit. He's moving around a little bit more to try to keep the leg in motion so that he's not, tightening up a little bit in the quadricep muscle. And he keeps wiping his eye. He's starting to get a little bit of a cut in the mouth below the eye. So his right eye is really getting in trouble. And another gnarly kick there.
He's got to check those kicks. He hasn't checked one of those kicks. He's got the Muay Thai trunks on. That should be one of his primary disciplines. He's not checked one kick.
What scares me is, are his shins as strong as you would think? Maybe he's afraid to check the kick. Some of those kicks being thrown as hard as they are by Morris, that could break the shin bone if he checks it, if he's not confident in that checking technique.
Boy, it's time to go to the ground. Zitnik's got to take this to the ground. You know what though? He's got good hands too, and he could catch Morris coming in, and I think that's what he's hoping.
We're pretty close to Zitnik's corner, and they are in fact yelling for him to check the kick and go for the takedown. So we need to see him kind of start to set a little bit of pace for himself here.
Minute to go here in the first round. It's been all Morris. Zitnik's putting up a good fight, but Morris is dictating this first round.
Even when Zitnik's combinations aren't landing right now, there's the teep kick I just spoke of by Morris. Even though the combinations aren't necessarily landing from Zitnik, they're doing well to keep Morris pushed back. It's enough to control, slow down the pace of Morris here. And both fighters there throwing some big right hands at each other. And that one landed hard left hook.
Stiff left. Whoa. Yeah. That took a little bit of the wind out of the Zitnik sails, no question. The Superman punch. There's
my favorite.
10 seconds to go here in the first round. Oh, and Morris is going to finish it strong. And there's Zitnik finally letting that right leg go himself.
tell you the hard part right now is we're going to go to this break, and if he sits down, how tight is his leg going to be when he stands back up at the end of